does the Darden culture, have we ever stopped to sort of think, are we just doing cases because we've always done them? Or do we challenge ourselves and think about the true objective, which is to create a transformative experience for the students? We actually think about this a lot. We do challenge ourselves on all sorts of pedagogies, what's best. And we always come back to the case method. I think different faculty would articulate, say this differently. But over the years, the way I've come to think about this, and I feel very strongly about it, is that, first of all, we're creating professional leaders and decision makers. That's the same thing as a school next door, the law school. They create lawyers. They're professionals. And just across campus, there's something called the med school, and they create doctors. They're professional schools. And when you take a professional school mentality, you have to ask yourself a question about what it is that our students, our graduates, have to have when they come out of here in order to be effective at what they're going to do. And frankly, it's not enough for our students to come out and have read all the business books that are available. That's good, but they can do that without coming to get an MBA program. What they need to get is on-the-ground experience at making decisions and being a leader. And you can't do that by taking a course, you know, a 15-hour course in leadership. You can't do that. It has to be every day. It has to be impromptu. It has to become part of your life. And we get that from the face-to-face, day-to-day, case-based pedagogy, which starts with, Mr. Smith, please tell me what you see as the problem for today's case, and what do you recommend as a path to proceed, and why? So you tell me what you want to do, and you defend your decision. You don't defend it defensively, you defend it intellectually. And if you do this enough, it's just like the doctor, if they get enough clinical experience, or it's just like the lawyer, if they get enough courtroom experience, they will become effective at what they do as professionals. So at law school, you can't get the courtroom experience while you're there, but you try to mimic that as close as you can. Med school, you get some of that, but not until you really become a resident. And so we're not going to give them perfect experience through 2 years at Darden, but we're going to get as close to it as we can. And I like to tell students that you're going to be uncomfortable making these decisions, but every day, every time you see me, you're going to make a decision. We're a management team. We come here 2 or 3 times a week and we meet for various problems. And we all have to be here because we all have to get the best information we can and learn from each other and make these tough choices. And I'm going to challenge you, and you should challenge me, and you should challenge each other, because we want to get to the best possible place that we can. And that's where you're going. You're going to leadership roles where you're going to be challenged and where you will challenge others. And it's all about the team. It's not just about the individual. So that's what we're simulating here. And what's most important to you as an MBA student is that you have to recognize that you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes now, and you're going to make mistakes later on. But the mistakes you make during your 2 years here at Darden are cheap. I mean, they're not going to, the walls aren't going to fall down. You might have to eat a little crow. You might be a little embarrassed. But the fact is, the more chances you take, the more you put yourself out there, the more you transform the way you can think and interact and influence others, the better you're going to be in 2 years when you come out. And the best way that we've thought of and could ever think of is to have case study after case study after case study that mimic real decisions that are based on real companies, and put students in an opportunity to transform the way they think and the way they make decisions and how they lead people.